Welcome back to Coin Explorer. Imagine finding an old coin in your drawer that looks ordinary, yet carries the weight of history, culture, and even the possibility of surprising value. That's exactly the case with South Africa's 1990. 2 Rand and 1991, 1 Rand coins. These aren't just pieces of metal. They are living witnesses to one of the most transformative chapters in South Africa's journey, from Mandela's release to the dawn of democracy. Some versions may be common, but rare errors or high-grade examples can fetch incredible prices. Stay tuned, because these coins hide stories you won't want to miss. Top 1. Today, we are exploring a South African treasure, the 1991 1 Rand coin. At first glance, it might look like just another piece of change you'd find in a drawer or wallet. But once you start uncovering its story, you'll see why it holds a special place in numismatics. We'll talk about the origins of the Rand, the meaning of the designs carved onto this coin, the role of South Africa during the year 1991, and what makes certain coins more desirable to collectors than others. Along the way, we'll also discuss how to examine your own 1 Rand coins and where they stand in today's collector market. So grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and let's journey into the past with the 1991 South Africa 1 Rand. The Rand was first introduced in 1961, replacing the South African pound. It was named after the Witwatersrand Rand, meaning Ridge of White Waters, a region famous for its gold deposits. By 1991, South Africa was going through monumental political changes. Apartheid was coming to an end. Nelson Mandela had been released from prison in 1990, and the country was moving toward democracy. The 1 Rand coin symbolized stability during uncertain times. Even though it was a small denomination, it represented part of the daily life of every South African. The 1991 Rand belongs to a period when coins carried national pride. On one side, it proudly displayed the Springbok, a graceful antelope that has become an iconic symbol of South Africa. On the other, it bore the South African coat of arms, a mark of state authority and tradition. For collectors, coins from this transitional period are more than just money. They are pieces of history that remind us of a nation's struggles, resilience, and progress. The coat of arms of South Africa at the time. 2 antelope flank a shield, with a lion and other heraldic elements. Underneath is the year 1991. Around the edges, the country's name is inscribed in both English, South Africa, and Afrikaans, Suid-Afrika. The Springbok antelope in mid-leap, designed with fine detailing. Above it is the denomination 1 Rand. Below, the Latin phrase Soli Deo Gloria, meaning glory to God alone. Specifications: diameter, approximately 19 millimeters. Weight, about 3.5 grams. Metal, nickel-plated copper edge. Milled. These small details matter to numismatists. Even the slightest difference in font, spacing, or strike quality can indicate a variation or error that might intrigue collectors. Now, let's address the big question. Is the 1991 factorial 1 Rand coin rare or valuable? In general, the 1991 Rand was minted in large numbers for circulation, so most pieces are common. However, certain factors increase a coin's desirability. 1. Condition, grade. Uncirculated coins with no scratches or wear are far more sought after. 2. Errors. Rare minting mistakes, such as double strikes, misaligned dies, or off-center images, can transform an ordinary coin into a collectible. 3. Proof coins. Sometimes special collector editions were struck with extra shine and precision. These proof coins were not released for circulation and usually hold higher value. On the open market, a typical circulated 1991 Rand might be worth only its face value or a small premium. But an error coin or a proof version could attract collector interest and fetch a higher price. While you may see videos or posts online claiming that ordinary 1991 Rand coins are worth thousands, that is misleading. Most are common. Only coins with special attributes, like uncirculated condition or minting errors, may command extra value. Always verify through a reliable grading service before assuming you've struck gold. If you own a 1991 Rand coin, here's how to check its potential. 1. Look at the date and details. Ensure it clearly shows 1991. Check the font, spacing, and overall sharpness of the strike. 2. Examine the edges. A misaligned edge or unusual milling could indicate a minting error. 3. Check for wear. Coins with sharp details and a clean surface are far more collectible than those with scratches or heavy wear. 4. Use a magnifier. Small variations can only be seen under magnification. 5. Seek professional grading. Services like NGC or PCGS can authenticate and grade your coin, giving you a realistic market value. Circulated 1991 Rand coins generally hold little beyond sentimental or historical value. For collectors of South African currency, however, having a complete set by year is important. So if someone is missing the 1991 edition in top condition, they might pay a small premium. Auction houses, coin fairs, and reputable online platforms can give you a sense of current market demand. Always be cautious of unrealistic claims. If someone says your ordinary coin will make you a millionaire overnight, it is simply not true. The true value lies in the history, heritage, and educational importance of the coin. And there you have it, the story of the 1991 South Africa 1 Rand coin. It's not just a piece of metal. It's a snapshot of South Africa's history during one of its most pivotal years. From its elegant Springbok design to its powerful coat of arms, this coin carries far more meaning than its face value suggests. Remember, while most 1991 Rand coins are common, condition and unique features can make a difference. So check your coins carefully. You never know what you might find. Top 2. We are diving into a fascinating journey. A story that starts with a simple piece of metal, a coin you could hold in the palm of your hand, but behind it lies an entire world of history, symbolism, and incredible value. The coin I'm talking about is the 1990 South Africa 2 Rand coin. At first glance, you might think, it's just a regular coin. What's so special about it? But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll realize why this particular coin has become an unforgettable part of South Africa's numismatic and cultural story. So let's get started. If you were to hold a 1991st 2 Rand coin today, you'd notice its silver-gray metallic color, a slightly oval-edged circular shape, and a smooth feel that comes from years of circulation. The coin is made of a nickel alloy, which gives it strength, durability, and that recognizable silvery sheen. On the obverse side, you'll find the South African coat of arms proudly displayed in the center. Around it, the name of the country is written in 2 languages, Suid-Afrika in Afrikaans on the left, and South Africa in English on the right. And of course, right at the bottom, the year of minting, 1990. On the reverse side, things get even more interesting. Here you'll see the striking image of a kudu antelope, a majestic animal that has long been a symbol of South Africa's natural heritage. The kudu stands tall, its spiral horns curling proudly upwards, and beside it, the bold number 2 with the word Rand right underneath. Simple? Maybe. Ordinary? Not at all, because what you're holding is not just a piece of money. It's a time capsule from one of the most dramatic turning points in South Africa's history. Now let's rewind to the year 1990. This wasn't just any random year in South Africa's history. It was a year that changed everything. For decades, South Africa had been under the brutal system of apartheid, a government policy that divided people by race and denied basic freedoms to the majority of the population. But by 1990, the winds of change were sweeping across the country. That year, something historic happened. Nelson Mandela was released from prison after 27 long years behind bars. His release wasn't just a personal victory, it marked the beginning of the end for apartheid and the start of a new democratic era for South Africa. So think about this. When the 1992 Rand coin was minted, the entire country was standing at the edge of transformation. This little coin circulated through people's hands during protests, celebrations, and life-changing events. It was there when South Africans bought bread, when they rode the bus, when they shared meals. Everyday life was unfolding, but history was being written. That's why the 1992 Rand isn't just money. It's a symbol of survival, transition, and hope. The symbolism of the kudu. Now, why the kudu antelope on the coin? The kudu is one of South Africa's most iconic animals. With its tall frame and spiraling horns, it represents strength, elegance, and resilience. It's not as fast as a cheetah or as powerful as a lion, but it survives by being clever, adaptable, and graceful, much like South Africa itself during times of change. Collectors often say that the kudu design on the 2 Rand coin isn't just decoration, it's symbolic storytelling in metal. It's a reminder of the country's natural heritage and the resilience of its people. Coin specifications. Let's break down the technical details of this coin, because numismatics is as much about precision as it is about history. Country: South Africa. Denomination: 2 Rand. Year of minting: 1990. Composition: nickel weight, approximately 8 grams. Diameter: around 28.5 millimeters. Edge: reeded, tiny grooves along the edge for both security and grip. South African coat of arms, bilingual country name, year 1990. Reverse: kudu antelope, denomination 2 Rand. At face value, it was just worth 2 Rand in 1990. But today, that's where things get fascinating. Value in the collector's market. So, here's the big question. How much is a 1992 Rand coin worth today? Well, as with all coins, the answer depends on condition, rarity, and demand. If your coin is heavily circulated, scratched, or worn down, its value might only be a few dollars above face value. But if you have a coin that is well preserved, with crisp details, no scratches, and possibly graded by a professional service, then collectors may value it in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And here's the exciting part: rare error coins. For example, a coin struck slightly off-center with misaligned text or unusual die markings can fetch huge prices at auctions, sometimes in the tens of thousands or even into the millions of dollars, depending on the uniqueness of the error and the demand among collectors. So yes, it's absolutely possible that a coin sitting quietly in your drawer could be worth a small fortune. Now, I want to be very clear. Not every 1990 2 Rand coin is automatically worth millions. That wouldn't be realistic. But what makes this story incredible is that the potential exists, and the thrill of searching for that hidden treasure is what keeps collectors passionate. Why collectors value the 1990 2 Rand coin. There are several reasons why this coin holds such a special place in numismatics. 1. Historical year. 1990 was the year of Mandela's release, the year apartheid began to collapse, the year South Africa changed forever. Owning a coin from this year is like owning a piece of that transformation. 2. Design and symbolism. The kudu and the coat of arms are not just designs, they are cultural symbols that carry meaning. 3. Low survival in high grade. Because these coins were used in everyday transactions, very few survived in pristine mint-like condition. That makes high-grade examples rare and valuable. 4. Potential errors. Any coin with unusual minting errors is instantly more collectible, and the 2 Rand of this period is no exception. 5. Emotional value. Collectors don't just buy metal, they buy stories, history, and emotional connections, and this coin delivers all of that. A story from the collector's world. Let me share a fascinating story. In 2018, a South African collector was going through his father's old belongings when he stumbled upon a small pouch of coins. Among them was a 1992 Rand coin that looked almost untouched by time. Curious, he sent it off for professional grading. When the results came back, The coin was graded as MS-67, nearly perfect. Auction houses quickly took notice, and when it went to sale, it fetched thousands of dollars, far beyond the family's expectations. What was once a forgotten coin in a drawer turned into a life-changing discovery. And that's the beauty of numismatics. Every coin has the potential to surprise you. Lessons for coin collectors. So, what can we learn from the story of the 1990? 2 Rand coin? 1. Never underestimate old coins. What looks ordinary could be extraordinary. 2. Check the details. Use a magnifying glass to spot minting errors or unusual features. 3. Condition matters. The better preserved the coin, the more valuable it could be. 4. Get it graded. Professional grading adds credibility and boosts value. 5. Every coin is history. Even if your coin isn't worth millions, it tells a story of culture, change, and memory. Think about this for a moment. This coin was exchanged between ordinary South Africans during one of the most extraordinary times in history. It passed from hand to hand while the nation held its breath for change. It was part of everyday life, but also part of history's turning point. So when you hold a 1990 2 Rand coin, you're not just holding metal, you're holding a story of resilience, transformation, and hope, and that's priceless. The 1990 South Africa 2 Rand coin is more than just money. It's a witness to history, a canvas of symbolism, and a potential treasure in the collector's world. Some coins may only fetch a few dollars, while rare high-grade or error coins could be worth thousands, lakhs, or even millions of dollars. And that possibility alone is enough to spark the imagination of any collector. So the next time you stumble upon an old coin, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Because who knows? That little piece of metal could hold a story that changes everything. Thanks for joining me on this journey, coin explorers. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the story of the 1990 South Africa 2 Rand coin, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow history and coin lovers. And remember, always check your change, always respect the stories behind coins, and never stop exploring. Because sometimes, the most ordinary-looking coin can turn out to be the most extraordinary discovery of your life. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and may your next coin be the one that surprises you the most.